make sure to check out my old channel and go to the Illager playlist, and you'll find these stories in there too, which is part of the Illager Raid family episode movies. Make sure to check it out. In today's story, we're going to be talking and reading about the Illager Thanksgiving Dinner. Once again, we all start with the Illagers sleeping like usual. The Arch-Illager, instead of causing chaos to wake them up, instead sets up tables and other stuff. He sort of drops a plate onto the Vindicator, which shatters and deals damage to the Vindicator. The Arch-Illager, without hesitation, simply just takes him out of his misery by slapping him with the Orb of Dominance. He continues to set up food and other things onto the table, but the Ravager, having a high sense of smell, senses the food, the turkey, and starts slithering like a snake, and flies because it's funny, like a cartoon, and starts eating all of the food. The Arch-Illager yeets the Ravager so far he is basically gone. He once again sets up everything else all night long. The Illagers wake up all by themselves and see a very long table with full of food, like 3 big turkeys roasted, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and some ham. The Arch-Illager welcomes them to sit down and wait to feast. Everyone chaotically gets to their seats since they're all being aggressive and agitated to get a seat, just like how they are. They finally all manage to do so. The Ravager is forced to sit down on the floor and get his food later for his destruction that he has caused earlier in the morning. The Arch-Illager blows a horn and says a couple of things. He says, Everyone, this is a Thanksgiving I propose for our victory in the Voltage City Village. We have raided successfully and taken over. I give a toast to the captains who have died for their great roles and honor. Let's feast! But his speech got interrupted by knocking from a door. The Illagers, desperate to eat, are begging the Arch-Illager to eat, but the Arch-Illager yells, "Not yet." The Arch-Illager opens the door. To his surprise, he sees mountaineers. The other Illagers see, and they all get chaotic, and they all get their weapons and magic to form a formation of battle to completely obliterate the mountaineers. The mountaineers, shocked and nervous, look at all the Illagers with a giant sense of fear. The Arch-Illager asks them in a very aggressive tone if they were also villager spies in disguise as mountaineer clothing, since they've encountered a ninja villager once dressed up as a mountaineer. However, they never knew it was him until they further realized he was still alive during the great raid they fought in the Voltage City raid. The mountaineers go on their knees, pleading they aren't villagers in disguise, and even show them how it's their true Illager faces by scratching themselves in the face with pure blood coming out of them, and no gray or no tan skin they had. The Arch-Illager puts down his Orb of Dominance and orders everyone to put their weapons and magic away, and treat their visitors with respect. They thank the Arch-Illager for saving their lives and proving them as guests rather than threats. The Arch-Illager welcomes them to the feast. The mountaineers greet everyone in the feasting room, and they have also brought in pumpkin pie, as the Ravager, quote, barks at them. Although they seem hesitant to approach the Ravager, they do either way, and the Ravager smells them and licks the blue one, and they sit down with the rest of the Illagers. The Arch-Illager gets onto his throne and starts to continue his speech.
As I was saying, let's have a great feast within our ancestors, and remember this moment from now on, let's include our new companions a welcome to our Illager recruits.
They all have a feast. The Pillager eats his turkey, but the Vindicator teases him, and they both fight over some food. The Evoker and Witch share food, and the evoker summons his vexes to serve the evoker food by cutting the turkey and adding mashed potatoes, and the evoker even offers the witch pumpkin pie. But she heavily rejected it since she hates pumpkin. The enchanter peacefully eats as the illusioner throws food around and causes chaos. The arch-illager bonks him with the orb of dominance to get him to stop, so then they eat. The Jimononser had to be fed by the ice-illager since he was too tired and old, which was
this
a bummer,
sucks. I just want
the arch-illager calls him a boomer for fun. The wind caller tosses his food up in the air with his staff to try to catch it in his mouth. His method works, but chokes on the cranberry sauce, which the royal guard puts down his fork and helps the wind caller by forcefully tapping his chest, smacking his chest, and back hard multiple times. The wind caller complains about the royal guard being too hard on him, but he says that he saved his life and they continue eating. The arch-illager had a spare cooked turkey, which he uses it to throw it at the ravager, which the ravager also had his mouth open to aggressively eat it like a wild animal. The mountaineers eat with the arch-illager in peace, unlike everyone else, causing tantrums, to which they talk about their origins and how they ended up becoming transformed as well, and how they got here. They all feast, and they had conversations or arguments amongst each other like they always have been. Hope you guys enjoyed this simple concept and story on the Illager Thanksgiving feast. Or dinner, I kind of forgot what it's called. But hope you guys enjoyed it once again, and a Christmas one special will come out next month, so be prepared for a holly jolly episode. Happy late Thanksgiving, and I know this video comes out pretty late, but hope you guys enjoyed once again.